Hi, I got a question. Have you ever been in a scenario where it feels like this is like a life or death situation type of thing, but even though you're completely fine, this is like a normal thing to you type of nonsense, but it's getting to that point where it's getting worse and worse for your hands and shit? Well, yeah. I don't know what to explain about this. It's just, there's a huge story about this. And my hand's been covered up with this the whole entire time. Back and forth, non-stop. Yeah, I have towels up ass. Has to do with this shit. So, now, I'm gonna cover my hand just to show you that, so you get the idea of what the fuck's been going on with me. Why is my hand bleeding? Why haven't I wanted to go see a hospital? Or why haven't I gone to a hospital? Or any of that case. Now, let me explain what's been going down with. Now, why I haven't gone to the hospital instead of just fucking record this shit? I should have gone to the hospital in the first place. The main reason why I haven't gone to a hospital is because it's going to end up me in a situation where I can't get myself out of. So, I have to do it this way. Keep myself away from the hospital. I have to make sure I, stay away from the hospital. Meaning, anything happens to me that's going to keep me away from it for a month, the best bet is to make sure I'm completely away from it. And, yeah, I mean, it's still fucking going, but completely stomach after I wiped it off a little bit. But yeah, so, let me just explain. I know it's like, this is very, very, very fucking serious, and I will take this more serious as I am because, you know, this can literally fuck my life completely over. And my life is already screwed anyway, so, you know, it's whatever. But, you know, I just want to talk about this so people, so y'all can get the fucking memo or the drift of what I'm saying. Because I want you guys to marinate this shit in your head the whole entire time as I explain this. I want you to really picture this in your head, like, imagine that was you. What would the fuck you do? So that's why I have a glove on this hand, so just in case anything happens to this one, at least it will be just fucking soaked with that blood in it. So that's pretty much what this is. And no, this ain't fucking fake. This is literally real. Because this is a background history of why my hand's like this. And so I'm going to show you the day. This is November 9th, Monday, 1:56 a.m. in the morning. Now, the question is, why haven't I really gone to see a doctor? I have seen a doctor, and I went to the hospital. The first was the hospital in the beginning, and I was there for a month because they was telling me, because this is when I was young, I was at the age of 16, and I was gone for a whole month. But this is when summer was, like, summer was beginning of summer. This is right in the middle of it. So, during the middle of the summer, this was like July, August, September, no, May, June, July. Somewhere in June, right about there, June, where I started having really more troubles with my hand. And my hand started pulsing, and then it started shaking, and then eventually started to bleed. Now, what happened was, during the summer, I wanted to go take my driver's test, or take my permanent test, and so then later get my driver's license test, and I failed the permanent test completely miserably, and that was the first thing that happened. So after I failed that test, then I was upset. I wanted to go do something. I wanted to go have fun, and my mom, she's like, well, it's hot, and it's like I said, it was summer, it's hot and everything, so how about we go to a water park? I said, okay, cool. So I went down to a water park. You could probably get the much of the detail at that point. You're like, yeah, I can see where this is going. So I went down to a water park, and there was like a water slide and all that. So I went around there and I stayed there, but I was sitting underneath the slides because, first of all, it was fucking hot, but I also want to stay underneath it so where it's cool and everything. And so that's pretty much what I did. And then what happened was, and then this is also what caused it to get more worse later on. So my hands was all pruny, but then my back would start aching, so I wanted to go into a hot tub later on. And that's pretty much what we did. Now this water park didn't have one, but my mom took me to a different place that had a hot tub and all that crap. And we went there. I think it was like a spa thing, some shit like that. That bitch wasn't cheap neither, but you know, I mean, I paid for some of it because I was making money off the side, like selling stuff, like selling games and all that crap at that time. This is what, again, I was a person who was selling stuff at my school, and I wasn't even supposed to fucking sell. I was selling drinks, bro. I made $100 a pop, literally, like no pun intended, because sodas and shit. Well, like, no, literally, I made hundreds of dollars, like $100 throughout every day that I bring sodas in there. I was making money off of that shit, you know. But like I said, this is right out. So I was saving all that money up. I was selling packs of gums, candies, you name it. I was selling that shit. But like I said, so we went to a hot tub, and I sit in the hot tub for a while, and then my hands started getting pulsed. It started pulsing very badly, started shaking and all that, and eventually it started to bleed. And so I looked at it, I was like, what the fuck? Oh shit! And I started panicking. And my mom, she just like fucking screamed for a moment, but then she's like, it's like bloody murder, right? Like in a fucking hot tub. So, and then my mom, she was like, so she rushed me to the hospital real quick. And then the doctor, just the doctor dude, whatever his name is, he walked in and he's like, he just sit there and looked at me. He was like, so what happened to your hand? And it was like, and I explained it. And I was like, well, long story short, I was upset. So my mom said, let's go to a water park. I went to a water park and I sat underneath where the slides are at because they're shade and all that, but there was water underneath it. So I sat there and I just kind of like splashed around and all that crap. I just want to sit there and relax and everything. And so I was sitting there relaxing. And then, well, mom had an idea of let's go to a spa that had a hot tub and all that. And so I said, okay. Went there, then, and I guess I was sitting around the jets the whole entire time because, you know, it was blowing bubbles and shit. And the heat was just right. And so I was sitting around there, and I was sitting there for hours. And then the next minute, I noticed that the water was changing colors. And I was like, well, that's new. I guess it's a feature. And I was like, that ain't no fucking feature. That's my ass. That's literally me bleeding to death. And so, yeah. And then he just looked at me, and he's like, you know why? You know why your hand was bleeding? He wasn't saying the smart way. It was just the way how you was saying it. It was just like, you want to know why your hand was bleeding? He was like, why? Because you've been in that water the whole entire time. You haven't got out and let your body to breathe. Because of that reason, your hand was pruned. And from being from a jet the whole entire time, was you around the jets the whole time? And I told him, yeah, I was around the jet because I wanted to blow on my back and everything. And so I had one of my hands on the other side of the jet. And he said, well, that's your reason, because one, you're in that water for so long. Number two, your hand's been around in heat where it's just blasting at it the whole entire time. And number three, when you didn't let your hand breathe, like let it have air, you kind of just let it suffocate. And so that's why, and not because I see there's like a bunch of little scratch marks, looks like, but they're a bunch of cut marks. So I see a bunch of cut marks on your hand because of, you know, how the jet was blowing into it and spreading, you know, opened up the wound. So it was opening up, and then all of a sudden, that's how it bleed and everything. But I could see why, because of what the jet did. And then he told me exactly where this spa I went to, and I told him exactly where it was, but this was a long time ago. I don't know if they're still open to this day, but, so I told him exactly what the spa was, and, now at this point, do I remember the name? No, I don't. So just give you a heads up. So I told him exactly where it was. And then he was like, oh yeah, you went to the good ass spa. Like, you went to the good spa that actually can get the job done. Like, you told me you got kinks in your back. I mean, hey, I know a chiropractor and all that, but I'm telling you, go to a spa. That'll be your best chiropractor ever. Instead of having to pay over fucking $100 just to get yourself your back wanted to get cracked or something. And I was like, yeah, I know that, right? But so what happened was that he was like, well, that's your main reason. So I'm gonna let you know this ain't permanent. This is just temporary. So you gotta let your hand heal up, because if you don't, and you're gonna stay around wanting more and more and more, eventually it's gonna get worse for you later on down that road if you just don't let it heal itself. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna be here for a whole month. I was like, whole fucking month, and I was just like freaking out. So after he said a whole month and everything, I was like, shit, I need to start getting all my stuff real quick. Oh, you ain't going nowhere. You're here. No, I know. I'm talking about my mom. She can go grab my stuff and everything. Oh yeah. So I'm like, but we're gonna test you. We're gonna, we're gonna put you on some tests after your hand heals up. After your hand heals up a little bit, we're gonna do some testing to make sure your hands you can feel your hand. It's not numbed, or it's not like a dead weight arm, dead weight hand or anything. Because if it's a dead weight, it's completely, your hand's just completely dead. Like, even though it's going through, I mean, if that was the case, but I was bleeding for so long and kept on and kept on and kept on, but I haven't passed out or anything. You get what I'm saying? He just wanted to make sure, even though if that was the case, my hand was dead, I mean, I would have been, but, so, and that's pretty much what he told me about that. He's like, if your hand was dead, then you would have been. But I was like, but what I meant was, like, your hand's just not moving. Like, you're trying to move it, but it won't move, type of thing. That's what I meant, like, dead weight or something like that. And so we're going to go through them testings, and, because we don't want you to, like, be like this the whole entire time, and then eventually have to get a replacement of your hand. And that's when I started freaking out more, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so later on down the road, I was there for a whole month. then this is again, this is during summer. So after the summer, after that, school finally came back in session after a whole month later. So then finally I went back to school, and then eventually later on when I got into junior year around there, they told me I needed high school credit. So I had to go get a fucking job, and I started working at Publix at the time, and I was a bagger, so I couldn't stay around dishes or anything, so I had to do bagging, whatever, to keep my hands safe. So me hearing it bing 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 and hearing the fucking music going on the whole time, bing 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 boop 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 bing 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 bing. Yeah, I was just hearing that shit nonstop, pissed me off. I couldn't deal with it no more, so I fucking quit that job because of the fucking noise I was kept on every damn fucking time. I couldn't stand that shit. But then later on I got a job at working at Ruby Tuesday, and this is where the shit happened. So my hands started bleeding even worse later on. So I thought it was over with because this is like a year later. This is when I started working at Publix and all that. That's because I haven't been around water for so long, right? That's why I'm always homebound, so that's also a reason. Now, later on, I'm working at Brew Tuesday, and then I'm washing dishes and all that, and then eventually my hand went back to that same route of impulsing, shaking, and because my hand was because I had the glove on the whole entire time, and I never got my hand to let my hand breathe. So my hand was there for sucking from all that water that was still there. So I just went, I squeezed my whole fist, and then all the water came out. But when I let my hand go, I felt like cuts around my hand, and then my hand started to bleed. But I kept that glove on. But then as I was walking around, grabbing stuff, I was trying to dry off my hand real quick and put a new glove on, and then it started bleeding more, and people started wondering what the fuck is going on. Hey, why I see blood dripping on this floor, and like it was going back to the dish area, so you kind of knew it was me. And they wanted me to go home because what the fuck was going on after I explained it to them. They want me to take to a hospital. I was like, no, I don't want to go through that shit again. And it's like, but you're bleeding and this is not good. I know, but I don't want to go that route. I don't want to be there for a month. And like, for a month? I mean, it's just your hand. I know, but you gotta believe me. I don't want to go there for a whole fucking month again. I'm not gonna explain why, because it's pretty much bullshit for what happened to me. I just don't want to go through that bullshit again. He's okay. Well, I mean, you gotta call your mom because, like, we can't have this at this job. We can't. I mean, imagine some of the blood gets on the plate and then you wash or whatever, and then you go put it up, but then the blood, one drop of that blood, we don't want a customer to be like, what the, we don't want none of that. We do care about our customers and everything. We don't want them to, we don't have to comp their food and all that. So okay. So I left, went home that day. I had to stay home for about a couple of days to let my hand completely just dry, and be back to normal, like a normal actual hand, like not pretty as fuck or anything. Then turn around after that, after being not being around water for that long period, for a couple of days, my hand was back to normal, but there was cuts, so it will bleed here and there as long as I don't do this number. That's what caused me to go through that so much of that a lot. So it didn't happen again, but then I explained it more to him, so that he got the drip. You're like, oh, so this is gonna happen no matter what. So yeah, that's I'm around dishes a lot. So you pretty much around water, it's gonna happen again. Yeah, eventually. Well, I mean, you just gotta be more careful. I mean, that's all, because we do care about you, but we just want to make sure that you're okay, and we don't want you to be like pass out on our fucking floor, and then that will look bad, very bad. It'll look bad for us because that'd just be I was like, yeah, I know, I get it. And so he just like, so I was working there, and he said, if that happens again, just let us know, and we'll get somebody to wash you until you get your hand fixed up real quick. I said, okay. And so it happened again, and I let him know, and then so I ran to the bathroom real quick, cleaned myself up. It took me like 10 minutes, because I was going to towels, like literally, like towels, like after fucking towels. I kept on going more and more and more, and I was going through at it. Like, I was going at it the whole fucking time. It didn't want to stop. But then it finally calmed itself down just a little bit. And then, I put the glove on. And then, after I put the glove on, but before I did that, I put the finger condoms on. Right. So I put Band-Aids around my fingers, and then put a condom around it. and then put a glove on. That's pretty much what I did. And I was like, you know what, fuck that, how about I double glove it? So I put another glove on there, and then that's how, you know, I never had an issue with that ever since. But then here comes this other job I started working at. Now, and this is where everything goes up the fucking air, and it just shreds itself like a big ass hole, completely wide open, ready to get fucking ham. Literally flipped on his ass, fucking spread wide the hell open. 2020 was the worst. This whole year has been fucking worse. It's been so bad. Where do I fucking begin? Well, I mean, from the beginning of January through ever since, no, I was like, you know, I didn't really care. No, I mean, I care for people, but it's like, you know, it's another year type of thing, you know, we always go through every year, so, like, I didn't really care, you know, hey, Happy New Year's and all that, so, and then here comes the, you know, that stuff, so that stuff comes around the corner, and does drive-bys, you know what I mean, does all that, yeah, so, it's all over the news, you know what I'm talking about, right, that stuff, that drive-bys, you know, it was doing all that. So, you know, I was like, damn, you know, hope it doesn't happen to me. September 29th come around that fucking corner, and it literally did. It happened to me. So now, I'm in this predicament where, I'm pretty much in a pickle bind, and this is where it gets all fuckery. So, now, eventually my mom ends up in the hospital. Now, I have 2 clips of my mom when she was asleep, and then when she was woken up, because the nurses wanted to test her blood sugar and all that. Make sure everything was, blood pressure. Blood sugar? Blood sugar? Is it blood sugar? Blood pressure? Blood sugar? I guess. Well, like something like that. And so they walked in. So here's them 2 clips when she was asleep. Now here's another clip when she was woken up when the nurses came in. Now, the main reason why at the end you saw me in it very quickly is because I wasn't really supposed to be recording at all. They told me you're not allowed to record. If you do that, we catch you doing that, you're automatically getting kicked out. I said, okay. So when the lights was out when my mom was sleeping, I had a camcorder, I would just like record that bitch like this, but they wouldn't see me doing it. Cause I was in the back, I was in the darkness. So I just like, I slid my camcorder up and make sure nobody wasn't there. And just kind of hit it just like that, just in case somebody comes around the corner, I could just flip it down real quick and just slide it in my pocket. And after I did that, so I got that clip. So, you know, and then here comes my phone. When the nurse came in, they woke my mom up real quick, and then I turned around and recorded when they wasn't looking, and I recorded for like about a 30-second clip of that, and then yeah, so that's pretty much where she's at. Now, beforehand, when I was sick still, November 7th comes around the corner, this is when, October 7th comes around the corner, this is when my mom starts getting sick. She started getting it, the worst of it. So here comes November 11th. I mean, October 11th is when I had to call the hospital and all that crap. So, and then here I am in the house by myself, paying bills, trying to find fucking ways of getting to work, and pretty much that's it. And so far, getting to work-wise has been my fucking problem. I've been having issues. I mean, I've been having massive issues when it comes to getting to work. It's not hard or anything, it's just the problem of me now at this point for what I'm literally going through. I mean, you know, it's just, I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't. Because, you know, alright, so there's a person, I'm just gonna say like this. So, there's a guy that, he gives me rides here and there. Like, he will, like, if you ask him, hey, can I get a ride? Yeah, he'll give you a ride, you know, but now ever since I started driving, without a license, everything's flipped. And this is where it got worse. But this is why I had to do it that day. So ever since throughout them weeks when my mom was out of commission, she's still out of commission to this day. Because them 2 clips, that's where she's at right now still. It's still there. So, but she's okay. Like, she's watching movies, she's and all that crap. She's doing perfectly fine. It's just she's going through a lot with that. So that stuff made her breathing way more worse, pretty much. And that's where she started having breathing problems and all. That's why she's got these little breathing things that's in her room. So, you know, but again, so, you know, my friend was giving me a ride, and my other friend was giving me a ride, and then my neighbor was giving me a ride. And then there was one time I was spending at somebody's house, and that was my friend too. He gave me a ride. So I had 3 people was giving me a ride. No, 4 people. And like 3 of them was my friend, and one was my next door neighbor, but not like next door, but I'm talking about right behind me. Literally just right behind me. I can just walk to his fucking yard room. So, and I asked Mr. Terry sometimes, like, hey, Mr. Terry, can you give me a ride up there? And he said, yeah, sure, but there's times when he's not there, and then I'm like, and then my uncle, he's not fucking there, and, cause my uncle, he's like this now. He doesn't want to give me no fucking rides, period. He says, you're going to ask everybody else before you come ask me. You need to ask over millions of people before you come ask me. It's that fucking stupid. It's like he should help because you're our family. He should know what the fuck's going on and everything. But still, he's that type of douchebag. And what about your other family members, like your cousins, anybody else who has a fucking car that can actually do this? They don't give a fuck about me, period. I don't know what caused. Oh, it's because when I got sick that night, when I got tested positive, their whole back was turned against me. So anytime I want to go over, they told me, yeah, see, I got plans, right? They was giving them bullshit excuse. And there's times when they was there, and I'm like literally looking at their fucking window. But not a stalker, but I'm just like, there's times I drive by and I see their ass there. Hey, can I come over? Yeah, see, I'm not at the house right now. And I'm like, you're full of shit. I'm looking right at your fucking window. You know? And so there's that. There's sometimes, like, it's just nobody didn't want to help me. So now this is where I'm stuck with a massive fucking problem. And this gets worse because of my hand situation. So let me explain what's been going on with that. Now, I have to drive without a license, and that's pretty much where I'm at this point. I drove without a license like 2 days back. No, I drove without a license on November 7th, and I drove without a license on November 8th. I drove without a license on November 7th because I had no other rides. Again, because my family members don't give a fuck, and my next door neighbor wasn't there. So, and it was getting at a point at 4 o'clock, and I didn't know what else to do. Called them up, say, hey, I'm trying to find a ride, but, you know, but I didn't know my friend, he was still outside in his car. Because I was looking at his schedule, and I saw what time he was going to go back. He had a break, so that's why I was going to call him, but I was like, and so when I saw 4 o'clock, and I was like, okay, I guess he won't ride back in. And so I said, well, fuck it, I got nothing else. I got no other choices. I'm not going to call fucking Uber because what the fuck I'm going through right now. I can't just waste money just like that. It's fucking pointless. So I said, fuck it, roll the dice. Just fuck it. Just do it. Screw it. Take the risk. So I drove up to my job, and people started asking me, how did you get up here? I said I drove without a license. I drove. You drove? Yeah, without a license. You're always gonna make sure you drove your ass back to the house and you go anywhere else. I said, no, I know that. I know that. That's my main thought. But see, a while back, my mom, before all this crap happened and everything, when I was young at the age of 16, you see how this is all making sense? So when I was trying to get my driver's license and all that, permanent, but she told me, she said, look, as long I'm around, you don't have to worry about that. I will take you places wherever you need to go, as long we are good, you know, you're on my good side, and you know, we're all happy, you know. I just don't want to be like, well, I'm not gonna take you anywhere because you make me mad or whatever. You know, so you don't have to worry about getting your driver's license for a while. I said, okay. Unless something happens to me, this is when you need to start, you know, you still need to practice, but for right now, you don't have to worry about getting your license. I said, all right. And so, ever since then, I didn't have to worry about getting my license until this is when I was supposed to get my license. But I couldn't do it. Because as years was going by, my hands started getting more fucked up later on in the process, so I couldn't really do anything. And so this is where I'm at right now. And it's like ever since I hop in that fucking car of mine, I hop in that stupid thing, now it's like nobody don't want to help me. Like, no, what I mean by nobody don't want to help me is like when I ask them, can he get right behind me as I'm driving? I don't want to be driving just by myself, period. And all of a sudden, my ass ends up in a fucking ditch because of, so that's the thing. So I don't want my ass being up in the fucking ditch. You get what I'm saying? And then finally someone calls by and then, oh shit, you know? Like that's what I'm trying to ask. But everybody's like, you know, everybody's telling me, well, you know, you don't have to worry about that. You're perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about cops or anything. Because I wasn't asking. That was my main concern, was the fucking cops. But I was trying to get that thought in their head, like, that's not my main concern. Because I was trying to explain about my hand, but it's kind of like everything went completely out of their ears. So I explained it about, can I have somebody be right behind me as I'm driving home? Because I don't want to be stopped by a cop. So say, for example, I start passing out, I'm swerving and everything, and boom, I hit. Right? And then now, I get in a car accident, but I'm okay, but my hand's bleeding and all that shit. Then turn around, I mean, literally, so I mean, I'm not bullshitting you. So then turn around, literally, I'm in the hospital again, and all of a sudden, right next to my fucking bed, it's a good old buddy handcuff. And then, because one, driving out no damn driver's license, number fucking damn two, let's see, what else? Not having a fucking car in my damn name, and, no insurance, by the way, for that fucking car, because it's not in my name, it's in my mom's name, but since I'm her son, it should be connected with each other, but, anyway, still, that nonsense. So, and also on top of that, if I'm gonna be gone 10 times more longer, going to fucking jail and all that shit. So imagine that. And just have that thought in your fucking head. After you woke up, right next to it is a fucking handcuff, you're stuck in a fucking hospital for a while, then it turns out you get out of the hospital, you're going to fucking jail for that long period of time, and then guess what? You got nowhere else to go besides going home to no electricity, to nothing, because you're trying to take care of your own mother who's in a hospital. This money I'm making, this money I am literally making from my job, that all goes straight to my mother. And I'm not even fucking done yet with this shit. It's more worse to this point right now. It's so fucking bad. Where, at this point, I am losing this fucking house. It's that bad. If you go back and remember that one video that was taken down because of a fucking snitch. After a snitch ratted me out, this is at my job, of course, ratted me out, the video got taken down. So, but, I literally did state that, so I'm gonna lose this fucking house! So, and I wasn't kidding. Now, I have to come up with literally fucking $13,000, but more on top of this. So, $13,000 for one reason, because my bitch ass fucking Karen, and no, I know that's a thing now, when somebody gets mad, you call them Karens and shit, but no, but seriously, I have an aunt named Karen, and she's been harassing me, including my Uncle Danny. He's been harassing my ass too. And since my mom's out of commission, now they want me to cough off some money to help with my mom, which I'm obviously doing that right now, but also make sure the property is in our fucking name. If we don't come up with that much money, my ass is gone, period. And they said, you got into the end of this fucking year. So, and I'm like, well, oh, it's not 13 grand. And if I was just you know, it was 13 grand at the time. You want to know how much it really is now? 27,000 damn fucking dollars. Don't know the fuck why. So, they want me to pay up that much money, that fucking much money, just to keep all this shit in my name, right? They want everything to be in my name now, even though my mom's alive and everything. And they're forcing a lot of shit where they had nothing to do with it, and that's what's been going on. So now, ever since I fucking drove to my fucking job, nobody doesn't want to help me at that point. Afterwards, meaning nobody doesn't want to get right behind me, and as I'm driving home, once I get in my fucking road, that's when they can take off. You know, it's not like if I get stopped by a cop, that means they're gonna get stopped by a cop. No, I'm talking about if I get stopped by a cop, that's not gonna be their fault, that's gonna be my fault. Their ass can just go somewhere else, because they're just following. That doesn't mean they're literally following me. You get what I'm saying? The cop could be thinking, oh, that's just two cars passing by. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And one car could be stopped, but the other one can just keep on going. Like, you get what I'm saying? That's all. I just want somebody to follow me the fuck home, so I won't end up in a fucking accident. I got nowhere else to fucking go. I can't just keep calling fucking Ubers and lose all that money. I need this fucking money. Do you see what I'm trying to do? All this money I'm making, all this money I'm literally fucking making, I don't see none of this. I can spend just so much little of it to get whatever I want, just to be a little happy, but that shit's still 1,000 tons on my ass. It's still there. I still gotta cover up. I still gotta do something. Because if I fucking don't, I will lose his house. This is where I'm at. So I have to make these bold ass fucking risk decisions. I have to fucking do it. But if it's gonna cause me to get in an accident, then be my fucking guest too. After me just asking just one fucking thing from a person. It's not hard Just to do that one thing for me. One fucking thing. This is why I couldn't get my fucking driver's license. Because how bad my hands are. How bad it's getting on me. You want to know something? You want to know something? When the doctor was telling me all this shit, he says later on down that road, if you don't stop what you're doing with the if you're saying for example you get like washing dishes or whatever has to do with water and you're dealing with it for so long, if you don't stop, eventually this is gonna hurt you even more later on. Like this could cause you to literally get in some serious accidents. Like if you ever start, like you literally get like you have your driver's license and all that, like and you get an accident, that's gonna be right there, you know. So like just imagine this. Imagine this was you. What the fuck you gonna do? I can't fucking miss no more days of work. That's the number one fucking thing. I cannot miss no more days of work. The more I fucking miss, y'all might as well. I'm serious. If I'm gonna miss more fucking days, y'all might as well pay me. Like I'm fucking serious on this. No, I'm serious as fuck with this crap. Y'all might as well pay me. Well, since Michael's out of work, how about we just pay him the day he's supposed to come in? We just pay him. Fuck it. But no, that's not gonna work because they don't do that. But how fucking stupid that fucking thing was though. When I was missing for that many fucking days because I was sick with that shit and paper said positive but the rest was saying negative. It's just a lot of shit, man. A lot of fucking shit just fucking. I mean, it's that fucking serious for what I'm going through. It's that serious. Like, I would not be making none of this shit up. If I was, then this will be a fucking hilarious. But this is no jokes. I'm fucking serious as I am. I'm pretty much in a fucking creek without a paddle. I'm up that river. And there's no way for me to turn my ass back around. Because I see a fucking waterfall, my ass is gonna fall in that bitch. That's the only thing I'm asking. I've been asking this from day one, ever since I did it. And I knew! And I fucking knew this was gonna happen. I knew from jump. From the fucking jump. Afterward to the point where, like, you're at this point where you need a ride to get to your job because you need to be at that certain time and nobody else can't do it because everybody, like, alright, so you got one person that I didn't know. I didn't really fucking know he was out there still. I didn't know he was outside still. But when you look at that time, when you're thinking, you don't want to call him up and he's like 7 minutes away from you, then he could be 7 minutes being late. That means 14 minutes, 7 minutes up and 7 minutes back. That's 14 minutes late right there. You know, yeah, they can let that shit slide, but still, you know, I was thinking about that person. I wasn't even thinking myself that way. I was like, you know, it's 4 o'clock, I don't want to bother him. And so that's when my whole, and then I was like, and I said, well, fuck it, I just drove. I drove, and right there, I knew as I sit my ass in that car, boom, once I turned that bitch on, right there, right the fuck there. And then here I am with this fucking shit, have to explain it to prove my fucking point. If this doesn't go to nobody's fucking heads, then it's like, what else do you want me to do? I'm not gonna go get a fucking loan and then dig myself a bigger ass fucking hole, as that hole's already big enough for me to be in and stay the fuck there and going nowhere, right? Only thing I'm doing is getting to my job and trying to go back home at night. Because at night, this is when shit gets serious. This is nighttime! This is literally fucking night! If you think I'm fucking joking with the nighttime shit, let's see, what time is it? What time is it? Shut up, I wasn't talking to you, I wasn't talking to you. What time is it? It is fucking November 9th, if it would clear up. November 9th, Monday at 2:34 a.m. in the fucking morning. And I just came from work. Literally came from work around 12. And you see the bullshit I'm dealing with. Now what? What's the thought in your head? What can I do? I wish there was a fucking lamp. I could rub that bitch and boom, a fucking genie and grant my 3 wishes. I will be saved. Become fucking rich as fuck. My mom here, healthy as an ox. But not being an ox, but you get the point. And also, a woman that will fucking love, period. 3 fucking wishes. 2 of them will be granted. The other one won't. And that's gonna be rich as fuck, you know, because it's up to you to make that money if you want to be rich as fuck, you know. But still, another. This is the same bullshit trap. If you ever need help, we're here for you. Can y'all help me now? Can y'all learn to help me now? I'm asking you a question. Can you help me now? I want to know. For a fact. Can you help me now? I'm begging. I just want somebody to be following me home. Then once I turn to my fucking street, you can go ta-ta. You can go about your business. If y'all already headed up that way anyway, so what the fuck is that point? If you live somewhere like, say for example, we're gonna say you live in you live in Texas. So there's a city called Huntsville, and also There's a city called Laco Island or some dumb shit road. Whatever city. No, Houston, there's Huntsville. San Domingo, Texas, right? But there's a city called San Domingo. So there's Huntsville and San Domingo. So, and then like my job is right next to my fucking house. Oh, like not my right next to my house. I used to be walking that bitch home. But I'm talking about like it's 7 minutes away. So as long I take certain roads to get there, it'll be easy because I've beaten all the fucking traffic and all that crap. You get what I'm saying? So it'll be a lot more easier. You feel me? So it'll be 10 times more better if I just go that route. That's what I'm saying. So if that was going on now, so imagine a guy who just walks out and he lives 7 minutes and your ass lives in some Mago, which is 20 minutes, right? And you're heading in the same direction this motherfucker's heading to. At least you could just do that one thing for him. It's not that hard. It's literally not that hard. But the difference is, Mike, is that we get over at a certain time. Well, shit. I know that, Sherlock. What did the fuck you think I didn't know that? You think I didn't know that? I can tell you this. I will put this out there right now. The shit I do, y'all won't do. I stake on dish the whole entire time. There's barely any fucking dish person there who would do with the shit I do. That's number one. Number two, I can tell you that everybody on that line would not deal with dish. They would not stand there and deal with dish the whole fucking time. You want to know why? Because they would rather stay on the line instead. Because why the fuck they want to get wet? They don't want to get wet the whole entire time. They would rather just stay there and stay dry because they don't want to end up being soaked like me like most time. But I have to do this. I really have to do this. I got no other fucking choices. I can't miss no more fucking days. I have to keep my hand hidden so people won't know anything suspicious. But me making this video is gonna be already fucking surprised enough. But I can't miss no more fucking days of work. I just can't do that. I'm not going to any unemployment neither. That shit's not gonna help my fucking ass neither. You can say fucking ta-ta that stimulus check because that shit ain't gonna help me neither. I'm gonna need something that's gonna keep me getting me paid so I can keep on proceeding with this shit. I know YouTube on the other hand, yes, I can just keep on doing this number, but I need a backup just in case. Also, the doctor also told me that if something ever does, if you ever get across that line, if I was you, I'd be thinking about getting another job. If it ends up really bad for you, which it has. So, would you rather stick with dish the whole entire time, or would you find another job? That's what's going through my head. But he was saying was, because later on, once it gets that bad, you would have to either A, leave, or B, keep dealing with it, and then have more consequences later on. It's up to you. I'm not making that decision. I'm just telling you, you know, you need to think about it as you're getting older. You need to start thinking about this because it can get really bad. As I was young, so naive, not paying the fucking attention, didn't care. Yep, bite me on the ass big time. And so yeah, I've been dealing with it ever since, and it's just been a fucking issue. But I just don't know what the fuck to do. I have no other choices. Nobody else won't give me no ride. Because now, ever since I started driving, everybody's like, you can drive, right? Like, yeah, without a license. Well, you should be fine coming up here. Yeah, daylight time. But I'm talking about nighttime. This is where nobody doesn't get this shit. At nighttime, I close every damn time. And I'm always going home soaking wet. If you sit there and think about it, I am a dishwasher! Get that fucking thought in your head. You're gonna go home fucking soaked one way or another. It ain't gonna be your fucking pants, it might be your fucking shirt. Or maybe both. Or the other way around. Your pants will be soaked, but your shirt will be fucking dry. But maybe it has stains and all that shit on it instead. Still, one way or another, you're going home fucking dirty. Point blank. So, like, but it's at the end, because you gotta think, my hands are always gonna get pretty real quick, and then boom. That's why I need somebody to come right behind me as long as something happens. Yeah, I'm not saying get real up close. I just want somebody to be right behind me if something happens. Hey, there's this da-da-da-da-da. He just crashed, da-da-da-da-da. And we need someone da-da-da-da. Right? Just in case. But everybody's like, oh, I gotta go. You know, type of thing. They want to go home. I get it. It's like when your time's up, you gotta go. But when you tell that person, you know, you ever need something, you're actually there for them. Don't be making that bullshit up after that. Don't be just telling them to their face you're gonna be there for them, and then you just fucking just like, now when they're in a different situation, what can you do? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if that was me, I would have been helping that person still one way or fucking another. I'm sorry. There ain't that many fucking dishwashers over there. I'm sorry if I have to come in every single damn time, and there's like, sometimes I'll see a pile of fucking dishes, and nobody else ain't over there fucking doing it. So guess who's gotta do it? Me. I gotta go over there and fucking deal with that shit. What about you? No, you don't have to. You want to know why? Is either A, you're a fucking line cook, or B, you're a damn server. But who's going to do prep? Oh, wait, there's two people. But if one's going to be like, not want to do prep, not want to do dish, that person should be doing prep instead. But then trying to boss you around the whole fucking time telling you, hey, this needs to be done, this needs to be done. But then it's like, who's going to take over dish and you want me to do prep too? It's so fucking funny. It's literally funny how when people does good things, the good people, some shit always happens to the good people, right? It's so fucking funny how the good things happen to people who does good deeds. Which is very ironic enough that it should be the vice versa around. Like, it should be the bad people should get bad shit happen to them. But good people always should have good things. But when a good person does good things, and end up in this fucking situation like me, what do you want me to do? That's where I'm at. What do you want me to do? I just want somebody to fucking just answer my fucking prayer, dude. It was like, it's just bullshit. Like, this is getting more bullshit as it is. Like, I don't know what else y'all expect me to do. I don't know what the fuck y'all expect me to do. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm asking for this one little freaking favor, since I can't keep getting, since it's like, at this point it feels like I can't get no more rides. It's not like y'all decline, it's not like they're declining me or anything. It's just what's been going on ever since I did that fucking one thing. Now everything's been flipped on its head again. I'm gonna have to throw this away, so. Oh, it's all over my fucking door too. Yay! But, I mean, what else y'all want me to do? I mean, I'm trying. I'm fucking trying. It's like, where the fuck do I need to go from this shit? Well, that's the only thing I want to talk about. So, now you fucking know what the hell's going on. Now you actually know what the fuck's been happening to me ever since. That's why I've been hardly uploading any videos, because of what the fuck has been going on. It was what happened to my mom. So it's kind of like, so yeah, but I just want a fucking miracle. I just want somebody to help me. That's all I'm asking. If that can be good, then good. But if, I just want to say, if for the people out there, thank you for watching. If you liked it, then give it whatever. But if you don't, then I understand. But all that I just want to say is thank you to the Pits and Pipettes out there for so much for joining me, and I'll definitely be back to doing another Dharma video or whatever. Until next time, stay tuned for another Dharma video. I'm Dharma, this is Epic Dharma Games. Thank you, Pits and Pipettes. Thank you for joining me. Then I come back now here. Keep it pimpin' strong, stay pimpin'. Thank you, goodbye, good night, and mosh.